Okay, today is Tuesday, April 14th, and we're going to talk about figuring area. The examples that I'm going to work, you do not have any of these examples, you do not have these worksheets. So you can grab some paper and pencils and pause the video as you need. I will try to slow down a little bit, maybe that will help with the pause. Also, maybe you could do these outside if you would like, using sidewalk chalk. I don't know, be creative. And if you do it some creative way, we as teachers would love for parents to send us pictures. If you decide to do it some other way besides just regular paper and pencil, but that is not a requirement at all. Just a little suggestion to make it a little bit more fun. Okay, area is the number of square units needed to cover a flat surface. So when we find area, we multiply length times the width. Okay, the A is for area, L is for length, and the W is for width. Okay, for the first example, let's just say we have a rectangle and it is 8 yards long and 4 yards wide. And we are asked to find the area. So area is the length times width. Now, most often, but not always, the length is going to be the longest side. And you can remember that with the L's. Length equals longest side. And both of those words begin with the letter L for length. Okay, I'm going to draw the picture again. It is 8 yards long and 4 yards wide. And we're going to multiply length times the width. So the length, the longest side, is 8 yards. The width is 4 yards. And 8 times 4 is 32. Okay, here's something very important that you need to know when labeling area. When we label area, after we multiplied and gotten the number, we label this as square yards. Okay, 32 square yards is the area for this picture that I have. You will often see it written a number of different ways. It could be written just like I wrote it, square yards. It could be written with abbreviations, SQYD. And this is probably a way that is a little bit confusing. As square yards, you will put the yards, and there's a little 2 there. And that 2 stands for square. Okay, so you will probably most often see it written like this, or the one at the bottom. But for area, you need to remember when you're doing it this way, you have to have that little 2 there. That 2 stands for the square. Okay, let's move to another example. We have another rectangle. And this time the rectangle is standing up. And it is 9 feet long and 7 feet wide. Okay, notice that when they are labeled, the little 2 is not with these labels. Okay, you only label it with the square in your answer. So when we multiply the length times the length is 9, the width is 7. So 9 times 7 equals 63. And this one is feet. So this is square feet. Or we could say 63 square feet this way. Okay, so there are 2 ways to write that answer. All right, I'm going to show you a square now. And remember, a square has all sides the same length. And this one, we can just say this is millimeters. 6 millimeters wide or long, and 6 millimeters wide or long here. And when we find the area, the length is 6, the width is 6. 6 times 6 equals 36 square millimeters. Or that funny way, 36 square millimeters. All right, now for a few word problems. And you can pause it now and read it and work it out, and then I will go over the explanation. Maddie's beach towel is 8 feet long and 5 feet wide. Draw and label a diagram of Maddie's beach towel. Okay, so let's draw her beach towel. We know it is the shape of a rectangle because one side is longer than the other. So 8 feet long and 5 feet wide. So we have drawn it and we have labeled it. The question at the bottom, the area of Maddie's beach towel is blank square feet. 8 times 5 is 40, so all we have to do is put a 40 in that blank. Next problem, you can pause and read it. Kellen's backyard is 12 yards long and 9 yards wide. What is the area of Kellen's backyard? It always helps to draw a little picture. So we know, once again, that this is a rectangle and it is 12 yards long and 9 yards wide. And we multiply 12 times 9. That equals 108 square yards. A bathroom mirror is 5 feet long and 3 feet wide. What is the area of the mirror? Okay, they already have the picture drawn for us. You can draw your own. So 5 feet long and 3 feet wide. 5 times 3 equals 15. Now I want to point out something a little important here. Look at answer A. You can see that they put that answer in there as a little trick because some people are going to see that 5 and 3, they're going to add them and say 5 plus 3 is 8, so A is the answer, but please don't let that trick you. Okay, the last problem, that word problem that I'm going to work with you on area is this. The penalty area on a soccer field is 44 yards long and 18 yards wide. And we've got big numbers here, and your little mind is probably already thinking about what we're about to have to do. What is the area of the penalty area on the soccer field? Okay, so let's draw that. 44 yards long. And 18 yards wide. And now we have to multiply 44 times 18. And I think this is a great time to refresh our memory on multiplication. We are multiplying 44 times 18. You can pause the video and try to work that out, and then you can watch me work it out. I know a lot of people like to work the box method. All right, so I will show that. We break apart 44, 40, and 4, and break apart 18 to 10 and 8. 40 times 10 is 400. 4 times 10 is 40. 40 times 8 is 320. And 4 times 8 is 32. And now, what do? We add all of those numbers together. Those numbers inside the box are called partial products. Okay, 400 plus 320, remember it does not matter what order you add them in, plus 40 plus 32. That equals 792 square yards.